Good morning and welcome to episode 1697 of Hard Factor. It is Friday, April 25th, 2025. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more Hard Factor. Today, I've got an update from California. You wouldn't guess the topic.
Homelessness, crime,
IT stuff,
transgender stuff,
AI
right
stuff.
around it. One of their other mainstays, taxes. You know, they love them. They love them. They got a new one rolling out. I'm gonna tell you all about it. It's kind of a comical tax, is why we're gonna talk about it, because there's some comedy to this tax, and this is a comedy news show. So
comedy tax,
bit of a comedic tax, if you ask me. And then Wes, you're on deck. What do you got?
I got Pope news. Some controversial Pope news that has two different topics. One that just broke before this show that I'm going to add in that are making people, especially Catholics, very upset.
By the way, you can bet now on Calci who's going to win. And as mentioned on the show, like that Italian guy, Piorini or whatever, is slightly in the lead at 26%, but they've got...
Three of them are Pietros or Peters, and apparently, if a Peter gets elected, there's like it's like an apocalypse sign. There's like a prophecy that says that if any of the Peters, which is like the odds-on favorite plus two others, becomes the Pope, then it's like the apocalypse happens in 2027. Is what.
There's two. Yeah, there's three Peters. One's in the lead, and then there's a guy in the Philippines, real close to Pietro at 24%. The top African guys, Peter Turkson from Ghana.
Yeah.
So if you get a Peter plus first African Pope, that's double whammy.
That sounds like a when pigs fly, you know? Yeah, when the Pope's Filipino, or when the Pope's black.
Right. You know? Yeah, but
I thought about betting.
They made an
I thought about
apocalypse
betting on
the
Ghana Pope to 12 up, but then I was like, nah, those old racists won't.
When black popes fly,
right?
They're going with Italian Peter. He's the odds-on favorite. Well, I mean, maybe not, but it's probably going to be a Peter.
Well, if they can stop the apocalypse, I mean, what the fuck are they thinking about here?
Yeah, but the Catholic Church they're the kind of people who want to bring that kind of thing on. That adds mystique to it. If they pick somebody who's technically fulfilling an apocalypse prophecy, that just makes it even sexier. I feel like
wouldn't that be good business for the church?
They're going to go that direction, right? Because they're like, people will be scared shitless. They're going to go to church.
Right.
Yeah.
The apocalypse is like good business for the church. It's not great for the people, but
yeah, they probably made it. They were like, well, they made the prophecy knowing that they would do it, and it would be another good run for the church.
That's like Amazon Prime Day. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Once they figured out how to convince you're going to be apocalypsed again, then they're going to have another great recruitment run with the church. So it's
also kind of like Kanye's cousins making you forget about anti-Semitism. Apocalypse makes you forget about pedophilia quickly.
Yep.
It does all this
real fast.
Remember, you're right. Remember like the Haley's Comet guys or whatever, like all these guys that come out and they say that you're definitely going to die. They always get millions of dollars from not that many followers. So imagine the apocalypse, how much money that would bring in.
Church. Yeah.
Trillions of dollars.
Last minute Christians.
Trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Why do you think three of the favorites are named Peter?
It's a fire sale on heaven.
Yeah.
The only thing they have to do to avoid the apocalypse is not pick a Peter, and three of the five favorites are Peters.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty clear what they're doing. Mark is batting cleanup today. What you got, Mark?
I got an awesome animal fun fact, but then I got some Florida Man Friday. Wes and I did the full show on Patreon, patreon.com/Hard Factor. If you want to get for $5 a month, you get fucking 4 to 5 Florida Man Fridays a month plus the entire archive. But I've got two stories that we didn't do. Florida Man.
Excellent.
That's how good it was this week. There was a lot of excellent content out of the Sunshine State, as always, which is why you should go to patreon.com/Hard Factor and sign up for the Florida Man Friday tier. I mean, it's $5 a month. You can chat with us in the Discord server. You can get the extra podcast. I mean, it's a win-win.
How cheap are you? I mean, really?
You can't even get like a single item from a fast food place for that price.
You really can't.
Not raised it. Yeah,
you really can't. It's like one hash brown gets you hours and hours of content.
Yes.
So I mean, it's worth it. Okay, let's get going with this taxes stuff. Not the most fun subject, right? Taxes. But in California, they have a lot of unique rules that make a lot of unique taxes. And so when you have that many, sometimes they get talked about, right?
They're like Cook County. It's a little joke. Illinois with all the taxes.
Yeah. Especially with gasoline, Mark. It's been how long? It's been our entire lifetime, right? Where California's had the highest gas price, right? I mean,
right. And they're like,
has there ever been a time where we've been alive where they haven't had the exponentially highest gas price?
I feel like they could get, no, it's always been the highest, but I feel like
always been that.
Since they're on the coast and kind of southern near Mexico and stuff, like I feel like shouldn't they get cheaper gas?
Yeah,
it's a choice.
Usually are cheaper, but yeah.
It's partially a choice because of how much gas tax they charge, right? They charge a shitload of gas tax. Now, part of it is regional.
Is that
right?
environmental, like cigarette tax? Like, they don't want people to die. Is it like an environmental?
Kind of, yeah. It's like encouraging. So, hey, part of it's like, hey, don't drive a gas car, right? Like, we're going to charge you a shitload of taxes on your gas. So maybe you should consider an EV because that's better for the environment,
right? And
you'll get tax less here in California because that's how we do it. You can get a haven from your taxes by switching to an EV, and don't worry, that's always going to be there because we love the environment.
Right.
But the problem is,
and you're probably gay, so you should drive an EV.
Right.
That might be part of the marketing. I'm not sure exactly the whole spiel they go
headline.
Through, right. But
yeah,
plug in, like you plug into rear end.
Yeah.
Docking, a new kind
you
of
want to plug in.
Yeah.
Dock with your car.
Clean energy, like your clothes and your grooming and
so
got
clean.
Good taste.
Yeah.
Now your car can be closeted.
The problem is, guys, when you have that loophole, right? And you say, hey, you buy this electric car, man, gas taxes go out the window forever. That's true. But there's a catch to that, and I'm going to let the local news explain it to you guys.
Now, California pays the nation's highest state gas tax, about 60 cents per gallon. But a change could be on the horizon with more electric vehicles hitting the road.
The state is studying whether to switch to charging all drivers per mile. ABC 10's Becca Hoffager has details on what Caltrans calls the California Road Charge.
If you put gas in your vehicle, then you know that all too painful price at the pump. It's one reason why some people are switching to gasless electric vehicles or zero-emission vehicles.
Yes.
But as more drivers make the switch, states across the country face a drop in gas tax revenue, says Michael Manville, professor and chair of the Department of Urban Planning at UCLA.
The purchasing power of the fuel tax, which is the main way that we finance transportation infrastructure, has been steadily declining.
Caltrans says right now about 80% of California's highway and road repairs are funded by the gas tax. But analysts say that revenue could drop by some $5 billion in a decade if the state meets its climate goals. Governor Gavin Newsom signed an executive order in 2020 requiring all new passenger vehicles sold in California to be zero emission by 2035.
We have a lot more electric cars, we have a lot of hybrid cars, and just the typical new car just gets better gas.
Now the state is considering something called the California Road Charge, as Caltrans explains in a video.
If you drive a new electric sedan or an old but faithful minivan, you pay for the number of miles you drive. California is studying road charge
driving
as
your
a
own
tool
taxi.
that might replace the gas tax. Because as we move toward a zero-emission future, the gas tax won't last forever.
Caltrans
you are
every day. Road charge pilot.
We don't need to go. Anyways, California's not the only state. They're about to tell you that Hawaii and a bunch of these other states that didn't run it past their tax guys when they did all this gas bullshit also have to do this, because as they basically forced gas cars out of their economy, they realized, oh shit, now we can't tax the villain anymore. So actually everybody who we convinced to go electric because you were helping us fight the villain, well, now you're our bitch again. You have to pay us the fucking taxes for every mile you drive.
They're about to give a tax credit to go back to gas cars.
You basically, you know what? You basically got a tax credit by staying on gas. Right. What's going to happen here is that you save the money of not having to change cars, and then now you're going to pay the same fucking taxes that everybody else is in California in next year.
I hope California turns into like Thailand, where everyone just rides scooters around. You know?
Yeah, but still per
That'd
mile.
be fun.
Yeah, but
That'd
they
be
get
fun.
really good gas mileage.
What if you get a lower rate on a scooter? That'd be.
I
But
mean,
clearly they want the tax money, Will, so they're not going to give you a lower rate for the scooter.
No. You're right, Mark. You're right, Mark. Because
we're
according
gonna tax your shoes pretty soon.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
for-
soles, the
How
rubber,
many feet did you walk?
Everyone's gonna wear a step meter and have to pay for steps.
that sun is hot in California. The soles of your shoes slightly melt off on every step on the sidewalk. Wes, think about that. How are they going to pay for the sidewalks that your shoes have destroyed? And Mark, to your point, they want the money. All right. According to Caltrans, that was the guy who was in the glasses complaining about how he has no more gas money anymore. Californians with gas-powered vehicles currently pay about $300 a year in state gas taxes. So that's them getting gouged at the pump, paying extra than everybody else in the country. Problem is, you have less payers paying for the gasoline now, as the video covered. So now because there's so many people are on EVs and they're forcing all cars out to be zero emissions by 2035. They have to now charge everybody who went along with their plan a brand new tax. Otherwise, you'll never have roads to drive on in California because the roads will fall into disrepair.
I like to make fun of California for shtick and to go along with like Wes's San Francisco thing, but I really don't have that much of a problem with most of California's policies. But this one's fucked up.
Oh, it's hilarious. That's why I'm
they got
covering
the
it.
people to get the EVs to save the environment, and then the fucking now they're getting screwed.
Is this comment from Jared Lindsay true? Is the gas driver now going to get taxed twice?
No, Jared. I thought that was the way it was too. It's actually more forgiving to the gas driver, as you saw in the Caltrans video. No, it's just now everybody pays, whether you have an old minivan or
they compared
pay by the mile
vehicles, and they said just per mile.
It is
So
a
if
taxi
you pay-
fare for yourself. It's fucking
It's a
nuts.
taxi fare for yourself. If you drive for work like me, thank God I live in Nevada next door, but I drive all over California for work. They can't tax me for it, but I'm using their roads. And I drive hundreds, thousands of miles on them a year.
A lot of like gig workers that do taxi or Uber Eats or Instacarts or whatever. Like,
Oh yeah, you think that's going to cut into your fucking budget?
Those companies are not going to fucking pay for all this. They're gonna screw your bottom line. Which
you're paying for it if you're a California resident.
Well,
they're
usually
switching to
companies
this.
give you like a certain amount of money back per mile, like the taxes returned through, but they're not going to pay for it.
Dude, they're doing the pilot program now because it's working so good in Hawaii, and Hawaii's collecting so much tax money with it that basically it's happening. Like you could just, this is a way that they can tax and collect billions more dollars from the citizens. They're going to do it.
You
How
kind of
much was
have
it
to
on that?
drive, right?
What's the proposed amount again per mile?
I forget. They're still working that out. I
They
think.
said in the beginning of the video it was 60 cents back in the day for gas.
For gas, it's 60 cents a gallon now, but they need to replace that revenue, Wes.
Right.
So it's going to be however much per mile to get you back to paying $300 a year in taxes for driving.
So like probably like, I don't know.
It sounded like they lost $5 billion, so they want to.
So they're going to charge you $5 billion back,
plus
plus a little
Probably
more.
2 cents
want
a mile.
2 cents a mile. Yeah, there you go. So there you go. You're probably just that's not going to add up at all.
It's like the opposite of upside.
Yeah,
Saving per gallon.
We can't afford to drive there, honey.
Yeah, I mean, like with Wes, like Mark works mostly remote, right? And so you would be all right. Wes and I and our jobs would be fucked by this. Thankfully, we don't live in California because we both have to drive thousands and thousands of miles a year for work. So, that would suck if that was your job right now because they're definitely going to do it, dude. There's no way that they're not going to do this. They can collect
It would
billions of
affect
dollars.
my household though. My wife drives a lot.
Oh yeah, your wife drives a shitload. It would see so it affects most houses, right? Like I mean, like this is fucked, man. It sucks because these folks thought they were getting out of taxes. Now they got it right back, man. You got the car note on the EV and the tax again. So
you're not supposed to screw over the people that did your program. Like they got the EVs. Like
yeah, but they're out of money, so that's what they're having to do. So
how are they out of money again? They got money for weed and stuff. Like what?
A lot of the corporations left. California's had a big decline in their revenue.
I don't think that's right, Jared. I was thinking about how to calculate it, and you got to calculate how many miles per gallon each car gets. So if you the tax is 60 cents a gallon,
25.
Yeah, so that's how I think that's a little 5 cents a gallon or 5
You
cents a
did
mile.
2
would be
cents
crazy.
times like 25 to get to 50 or 60 cents, or 2
Yeah,
cents times 30.
yeah.
You know
I think
somebody-
each car gets 30 miles a gallon somewhere around.
Yeah.
You know
there.
somebody's
Highway
gonna have like
mileage.
Yeah.
a model of car where they charge them like $5 million to drive, like like it'll come out the first year, like somebody's gonna get an egregious bill because they have like
they could all of a
something.
sudden base it on miles per gallon. I mean, they really could. Whatever car you get here, you get taxed on what your car's mile per gallon rating is.
The pilot, they're supposed to figure all that out, so we'll see how it all shakes out. But they're gonna do it, dude. There's no chance that they're just gonna lose all those billions in tax revenue and not do this. They're doing it. Like they announced the pilot recently. They're doing it. So
amazing.
It's comical, man. It sucks, but it is comical, dude. Like that's some
It's funny if
government-
you don't live in California. Yeah.
government runaround bullshit right there. And I happen to love, like I said, I drive them all the time, those roads in California. You want to know what's my favorite thing to do when I'm driving through all the beautiful, and I do mean beautiful, uninhabited rural roads in California? There's parts of Lake Shasta right there. People don't know California is not just the cities. That's where everybody lives. It's a gigantic state with tons of very pretty roads. And when I'm driving around on those beautiful roads, you know what my favorite thing is to do?
Besides smoke
probably
weed.
Papa Lucian.
You're right, Wes. Papa Lucian. That's right. Besides whatever else, I'm listening to jams in the car, and then I'm enjoying the ride, enjoying the view, and then I pop the Lucian though, and that's made for your nicotine routine and delivered straight to your door. It's 100% pure nicotine, always tobacco free. I go for the pouches, the Mango 12s, but you can choose from pouches, breakers, or gum. Gum, you know what gum is, but breakers is a pouch with like a little bit of like a little thing you can crush. It's got like a little liquid capsule in it. Gives you a little bit more flavor in there. You can choose from strengths anywhere from 4 to 12 milligrams. That's impressive. Okay. No other brand offers you that besides Lucy. What we do here on the show, save ourselves from the weekly gas station stop and potential outages of your favorite flavors all over the gas stations right now, and sign up for a monthly subscription. Save 15% off, no commitment, cancel anytime for your Lucy subscription. It's the best. Like I said, Mango 12s. Fellas, what's your favorite Lucy? If you're given a recommendation, what are you going to tell them?
Right now, Breaker 8's apple ice.
Yeah, Breaker 8 mints.
Breaker 8s are strong right now. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/hardfactor and use promo code hardfactor to get 20% off your first order. Lucy offers free shipping and has a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind. That's lucy.co and use code hardfactor to get 20% off and always free shipping. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yep.
The Eagles just traded up to number 3. They're going to get Abdul Carter.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to will it into existence. Sorry.
I was going to say, is that a pre-draft trade? Because I'm literally watching
I was just trying to will it
countdown.
into existence.
I'm watching the
draft
countdown
happened
right
after
now.
the show. Come on, do the right thing, Howie. Move up.
Who's Abdul Carter?
Penn State defensive end. I'm surprised you don't know. You're wearing a Penn State hat.
Yeah, you're wearing.
He's their best player. He's their best player, Wes.
You know how I roll. No countdowns over here. Yeah, that's funny. Guys, since the beloved leader of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, died on Easter Monday, over 50,000 mourners have traveled to St. Peter's Basilica. Basilica. Yeah.
Basilica. Yep,
Basilica in Vatican City to pay their respects and mourn the late Pope. He is laying in state for the next 3 days, I think, until Thursday. Here's the plan. So
yeah, it's a classic, like a huge Catholic wake, right? Is that basically what's going on?
Yeah,
like, everybody comes and looks at the Pope.
Those are different spots where they're putting his body at different days.
This is the dead body
They
trail.
move him around. Yeah, they move him around.
Yeah.
It's like an Easter egg
Makes
hunt.
sense.
Yeah,
dude, Catholic funerals are pretty like intensive, right? So like you gotta,
Yeah.
I mean, like, hey, you're gonna do it for the Pope. It's gonna be the most ritualistic one.
The
That's
most
right.
open casket.
the most.
Yeah,
of
the
them
most.
casket.
Yeah.
There's his hands. That's
Ay,
weird.
ay.
They look fake, don't they?
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a haunting picture.
Isn't that bad?
That's the best. That's the best morticians they got, and
yeah,
that's tough. It's a tough look for Italian morticians. You got to say for Rome, that's not great.
Yeah. Anyway, many faithful Catholics were there to pay their respects. I don't know if I showed you wait, here it is. No, there it is. There it is. There's the crowds. Others were there practicing what Pope Francis would have referred to as frocagine, which is an Italian word he used while discussing the admission of homosexual men into seminaries, saying that the seminaries are already full of frocagine. And I'll let you decipher its meaning.
An air of didn't he get?
It's
lots of
frocagine.
He was pretty progressive, but a couple times in his older age recently, he said there was an air of I'll just say it. He said there's an air of faggotry.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it means. Yeah, a lot of faggotry going on.
Focatrine.
He said the Pope said it. I'll say it.
Yeah,
he did say it last. He did say it last year. I remember that.
That was like out of left. He said it again. Very, very.
He restated it. He restated it. Oh damn! So closer to the deathbed, he was really thinking about that.
Yeah, he was. And he would have said that because among the respectful Catholics were others whose goal was not to pay respect to the Pope, but rather to get the most sought after selfie in the world right now. The dead Pope selfie. # dead Pope.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean,
with some even breaking out selfie sticks to get a better angle on the dead Pope's body as he lay in state. Here's a couple of the selfies. Now that girl is obviously, she's somber. There's the Pope in the background, but you got other people like this.
That's tasteful.
Give it a little smile. Like, hey, look at me. The Pope's dead behind me. How about that?
Yeah, you're witnessing history. You know what? Maybe you're not Catholic. You're just happy to be there.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right.
True.
A lot of frocagine going on over there. And as several
articles... but I was going to say about the frocagine, do you think that's him kind of talking about the pedophilia though? Like in a different way, or like, cause like
he's talking about homosexuals.
In the 90s, we used it to say
exactly.
Like it might be that. Well, it might be like all encompassing.
He's just saying like
Chris Rock would use it.
Right.
He's saying
they're gonna backstab me in the conclave. The frocaginas. I can smell the backstabbery.
He's saying, I think what he's getting at, I don't think that's like necessarily a homophobic remark. He's just an old man who's saying like, I don't like the way things are when I'm going out
on the up and up. Yeah.
This is a bunch of frocagine.
Yeah.
Well, they were discussing homosexuals in seminaries, and he was saying that there's already enough.
So it was targeted.
It was completely homophobic.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You're right, Wes. Okay.
So
I stand corrected.
Apparently,
it's gays, which is weird. He's been like the most gay positive Pope.
Yeah, he allowed like civil
when
unions.
You get really old, you kind of revert to
right.
Like what, when you were like a child or
sure.
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
Yeah.
Even Pope Francis wasn't into frocagine in like the 50s and 60s, right? Like
right. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Back. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Anyway, apparently it got so out of hand that people had to be told to put away their selfie sticks as they approached the viewing area. So they're like, come on, just need one dead Pope selfie or nobody will believe I'm here. Hey, why do you have him on display if we can't take selfies with the Pope's dead body? That kind of stuff.
Right. You're supposed to not take the pictures, right?
Yeah, and then of course, there's another couple taking pictures with the guy standing. There's the Pope in the background. Yeah, they're smiling. Yeah,
dude, I love the tourists. It's like a bunch of Indian guys.
Yeah,
selfies in the front.
Look at all these people taking photos of the dead Pope. Yeah, that you can see this one woman's trying to take a selfie. I mean, it was mayhem. And one woman from Wales who came to pay respects told, what did surprise me is that earlier we were told no photos in the Sistine Chapel, and here are people getting their phone out and doing selfies with the coffin. So she's like, that didn't make any sense to me. And
I thought you couldn't even bring a phone in.
No, you can, but they're real serious about it. They make you, they'll maybe they make you drop it, but when I was there, I think you could put it in your pocket, but you could not, like, if you brought it out, they would fuck with you. Like there was people there looking for phones.
I thought it was like strip club rules in there.
In the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. Well, the Sistine, there he's at the Basilica. So
right. So he's somewhere else where they don't have as tight security.
Yeah.
So these people are just rolling in, taking pics. And,
just selfies with the dead Pope. His casket wasn't put on an elevated bear, as was the case with past popes. per his request to simplify the rituals to reflect his belief that the Pope's role is that of a simple pastor, not the world leader. Some comments on Reddit about the new social media trend, #DeadPope. They have him on display? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
You never seen a dead pope before?
Yeah,
Get out of
come
here.
on, yeah. And then this
display the guy.
Demeanor says, I think he would have kind of loved it. He would hate that he is the center of attention. And then Lannis says, yeah, I think he'd laugh. He was chill.
Those are good. Yes.
He was chill.
Agrees.
Now, isn't that the role of the Pope though in life too, to kind of be on display? They put him in the Pope.
Yeah, I mean his whole thing.
Hands. That's his whole.
That's right.
His whole thing about he's supposed to be like a symbol of like light. He's like why he's like he's not
Catholic
supposed
Church.
to be.
He goes and shakes hands and kisses babies all around the world. Like and now the death thing is a little weird, but I mean, they got him on display. That's what he does.
Right. He's the queen of the church.
Exactly.
So I asked for fun. The social media trend, dead Pope. I don't know if that's true. That's just the one I made up. But I asked for fun. Chat GPT to make some more dark hashtags you might use while taking a selfie with the dead Pope. Here they are. And I kept asking Chat GPT to get darker and darker. So trigger warning, if you love the Pope, these jokes might upset you. Here they go. Hashtag pontiff pick. Okay. Hashtag last rites and selfies.
That's a good one.
Hashtag Vatican it with me.
Okay, now you're getting a little bit cocky. That's just like now you're tossing it in everybody's face now.
Yeah. Here they're gonna start to get darker. Hashtag final papal snap. Hashtag deader than my faith.
Wow.
Hashtag dead Pope society.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Hashtag confess this. Hashtag saint in the streets.
This.
Hashtag saint in the streets, corpse in the sheets.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Hashtag exercise your bias. And hashtag this is
just getting mean now.
This is the darkest one ChatGPT came up with. Hashtag pray the gay away didn't work.
Oh, he's mad about the Focadrine. The ChatGPT is a little bit upset.
Those are all ChatGPT.
Pray the gay.
They're not like those Focadrine.
If pray the gay way had worked, he would be immortal.
Yeah. ChatGPT is calling the Pope gay.
ChatGPT upset with the Pope.
In more Pope news, an idea that might have come out of California. The late Pope's funeral, which is set for 10 a.m. in St. Peter's Square, will have world leaders, including President Trump, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, and a disgraced U.S. cardinal who was barred from public ministry for his role in covering up a clerical child abuse scandal was chosen to help seal Pope Francis's casket and entomb his remains at the burial.
Why?
This guy.
Well, he owes him.
True.
It's his last job.
Cardinal
Roger Mahoney.
Pull him up. It's this guy.
He's one of the 9 cardinals.
And you must bury me as your penance. I got you out of prison, you fucking Focadrine.
Mahoney was stripped of his administrative and public duties in 2013, and people are very upset about that. One,
understandably,
a member of the Bishop Accountability Group, Ann Barrett, said, "Shame on him for participating in the public rite for Pope Francis, and shame on the College of Cardinals for allowing him to do so." So, just a pedophile cover-up, giving the Pope his last goodbye, which is fitting, quite frankly.
I mean,
very
as Mark said, I mean, like, dude, this guy, I think he was upset with the Focadrine. The fact that he had to deal with it so much, the fact that he had to cover up so much Focadrine, and then even in death, he's dealing with a Focadrine scandal here now because of this guy sealing his casket. I mean,
he did a lot better job than Benedict with all this stuff, but it's hard to.
They could have found someone who didn't have any ties to pedophilia. Maybe.
No, you can't. In the entire Catholic Church, there's probably
not public.
5 dudes.
Not public, at
Well,
least.
it's not like we're not talking like 6 degrees of Kevin.
No,
Bacon.
I'm saying like 6 degrees. There's nobody who's
no. You're right about that. But this guy had a public scandal that was like outed for.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying the guy should be there. What I'm saying is it's impossible to have an entire Pope funeral with no alleged pedophiles there because there's just not enough members of the church.
Yeah, I get it. You're right. But
interesting
choice.
If you're playing Guess Who and you ask, were you involved in a pedophilia scandal, you're going to knock a lot of slots down.
Right. I mean, everybody's at least been questioned, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like at this point, it's yeah.
So that's what's going on
They're getting
over
better.
there.
They're getting better with it.
Yeah.
They're getting better.
Yeah, no, the last pope seemed to do a lot better than the one who got kicked out for being so bad.
Hopefully,
at
the
it,
next
you know?
pope is even better than Francis, who was pretty
There you
good.
go. That's good. Yeah, tough one.
You think the black
Hopefully
pope's
they don't
going to
kick
be
off the
you
apocalypse,
think the
right?
black pope might be a little tougher on homosexuality? I think probably maybe.
African pope might be a little tough on the gays.
To be tougher on homosexuality. I
No,
said
I'm
that.
saying he's not going to be better.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't know if gay people have spent much time in Africa, but you got to watch out if it's the African pope. Gay people, because it's a different outlook down there sometimes.
He eats the poo-poo.
Yeah,
he eats the
on that.
poo-poo. And then the other guy that was famous recently. Why are you gay?
Yeah, that's hilarious. You are gay.
You're gay. Why are you gay?
That video is the best.
Yeah.
That video.
I snap my fingers. You won't be gay anymore.
That one's good too.
Yeah,
the guy goes, I wasn't gay. He goes, exactly.
Exactly.
When I snap my fingers, you won't be gay anymore. He snaps fingers. He goes, what? I wasn't gay. He goes, exactly. Yes.
That video is so incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Wes. A lot of Pope,
of
Pope
course.
news. Hey,
Big Pope
big
week,
news.
yeah. Hey, they haven't picked do they know when they're going to pick the new guy? Last question.
Well, so Father Brian
they
said it takes a couple of weeks and
weeks, right?
It early May at the earliest. So not in April.
Well, let's look at the dead Pope plan again. So the 6th, and
Right.
the
Yeah, I
final
mean, he's got a
farewell.
long way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, at least by Saturday he gets buried. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a while.
All right.
And then they have to. The conclave takes a while because it's got to be a 2/3 vote. And as you see on Kalshi and
Well, you have to
everywhere
lock
else, look at
the
the odds,
doors and
there's a
bring
lot
in
of
all
guys
the-
in like the 20s and the teens, so they have to all the people that are voting for one guy has to get convinced that they should vote for someone else for some sort of reason and benefit, right? Like it's like a game of world domination. Like we'll give you money to your regional church areas in Africa and all these other places if you vote for our guy. It's a real shady ass conclave coming up.
Oh yeah.
We promise
Pope
we'll
and
give you
dagger.
cardinals and bishops if you vote for our guy and stuff like that.
Someone took Kalshi took $1 million bet on who would be the next Pope. I'm reading.
Who was it?
It's
But,
hilarious. Vegas is upset about that
I
apparently
think
because they
Parole
want
won.
to have books on it, but only Kalshi can have books on it because it's technically illegal to bet on. But you can I guess predict market it.
Right. All right. So I got a fun animal fact sent in by Kyle Wayne. Thank you. Do you guys know anything about the Argonaut octopus?
Sounds awesome. Do not know.
I think this is him right
Looks hilarious.
Mhm.
here. Yeah. Well, coming in on most lists for most unusual animal penises, right at number 1, the Argonaut
Whoa.
octopus, which we've talked about unusual animal penises before. The Argonaut octopus has a detachable penis, and what he does, you see it there, is it's called a hectocotylus, and what he does is it's
Incredible.
like his thing is like the thing from Adam's Family, the arm that just crawls around, and he just sends his penis out into the
Can
ocean
he
to
feel it?
find a
Can he
vagina.
Can he feel
Just-
his dick when it's not with him?
He can no, I don't know. Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
But he can feel and sense like a woman's nearby.
It's like Thor's hammer.
Yeah, it's like Thor's hammer.
Whoa,
It goes
dude.
straight to like a vagina, and then it sperms it up.
And then he comes back.
Yeah, it comes back.
If he can sense what's happening, if he can feel the orgasm from remotely, that is the most evolved creature on earth.
yeah,
That's every rapist's dream.
Send your penis. You have perfect alibi.
Yeah.
You just got a video camera on you, like live
I was
streaming.
across town
Timestamp.
playing pool.
Mhm.
Yeah, but he runs a risk though, guys, because that penis is out in the open. It could get eaten. Like so, and when you're in Argonaut
Yeah.
octopus territory, there's just penises floating by left and right.
Oh,
There
yeah.
they go. There they go.
Delicacy it down there, I bet.
Yeah, someone could eat your penis right off, and you're not even there to know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, better than it being attached and getting eaten.
Yeah, you're like, maybe they'll come back.
Yeah.
True. If you, yeah. I mean, it's pretty sweet either way. No matter how you slice it, detachable
cool.
penis is cool. That's
Can they
a great
trade?
trick.
What if your penis gets eaten, then you steal someone else's penis?
That's a
Oh,
great
you take
question.
his
Like a
dick?
hermit crab upgrading
Yeah.
the shell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
get a
no, what are you
bigger
talking
one?
about? This is my penis.
No, Frank, this has been my penis the whole time.
Like when the trash guy doesn't put your trash can back and you get your neighbors.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they could trade penises. I mean, it would be useful because what if one of them, the body gets eaten, but the penis is still there, and then his buddy over there has no dick, but he's still alive. He's got to use his friend's dick. His friend would want him to.
Wouldn't a good friend like at least do a timeshare with him?
Yeah.
Well, you could until one of you gets off. It's the ocean. Somebody's gonna die soon, so you may as well just share the dick and
Could you will your dick?
I don't know if I'd share my penis with you
If
guys.
I die.
I mean,
you grab my dick. Yeah.
I think you can will your dick to another octopus 100%.
Yeah.
It's exactly
sharing the dick may be hard.
Yeah.
Because one of the octopuses is going to want to use it a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
then
you feel like you've given your dick away.
It's like the nicest thing you could do, and then it all goes downhill the second it's done because someone's gonna
Hey, you've had my dick for 3 weeks now. You gonna get my dick back?
Not returning your
Plan on
calls.
giving that thing back anytime soon.
Can't get in touch with you.
Hey, I heard you were trying to skip town with my dick.
Exactly. He goes to another part of the ocean. All things that Argonaut octopus has to deal with, fellas. Okay, speaking of dicks in the ocean, I've got a few Florida man stories to wrap up the week. Like I mentioned, full show, patreon.com/hardfactor. Anyway, the lady...
Real quick. Tiller had a great joke. I thought being detached from your penis was just called being married. Did-a-ching.
Did-a-ching. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Argonaut octopus. Married guys get it.
Yeah, I get it. Anyways, this lady was arrested for having sex on the beach.
Oh wow, that tracks. Yeah, she's got a noose tattoo on her throat.
A noose on her neck. That's a
noose on her throat.
What's in her ear? What's all over
likes
her
it.
face?
She likes it rough.
That's a racist, some kind of racist symbol on her ear.
No,
how do you not recognize that's a pentagram?
It's a pentagram.
Yeah.
She's a Satanist with all kinds of facial tattoos, green, black hair, and then a noose on her neck. And boy, you can tell she likes some rough sex. That's for sure.
She does.
Is that Shannon Sharp's girlfriend?
Right. I mean, he's had a turn. The noose on the neck is like a tramp stamp, but for instead of like anal or doggy style, it's for choke me, daddy.
Yeah,
right?
it's just the choke me symbol she has on her neck there.
Hopefully. I don't know what it's for.
No, that's what it means for sure.
Depends on what color you are, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that too. That's 24-year-old Emily Ann Smith of Cantonment, Florida, which is just north of Pensacola Beach. Yeah, she's not voting for the African Pope, and she has green
Pensacola,
hair.
Wes's comment, rings more true now. Yeah, maybe not just a choke me sign.
30 facial near piercings. She's got the huge nose thing. She looks like Bebop or whichever Ninja Turtle bad guy had the nose thing. Rocksteady or Bebop. And then she's got the gauge earring and the pentagram, which pretty hot, right, Wes? And the other gauge earring is missing. I'm assuming at a minimum it was a pentagram or something worse.
Yeah, for sure, something worse.
Did she get in a fight or something? Because
maybe they couldn't even show what it was. Like, all right, well, we can't cover up the noose, and we'll give you the one pentagram, but the demon penis has got to go. You know.
Yeah.
Something happened, or she just got it fucked out of her and she couldn't find it at the beach, because that's what she was doing. She was getting banged at the beach. She said, "Hey, choke me, daddy," and this guy did. 26-year-old Corey Sean LeBouve and Emily Ann Smith were, quote, having full-on sex behind the dock on Casino Beach Boardwalk, according to one witness who was shocked at what they saw.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, wow. That's the kind of girl you can fuck under a boardwalk. That's for sure.
You could probably hear her jingling with all that shit in her face.
Yeah, all the metal. Yeah.
Someone ringing bells back. Oh no, that's just fucking this weirdo.
Sounds like reindeer on a sled. Is someone flying Santa under this boardwalk?
Santa's sleigh.
Emily Ann Smith told deputies that she had been drinking and she knew it was a bad choice, but I think she's familiar with those, mainly the noose around the neck. And deputies responded to the scene, which was described as ongoing when they showed up. They didn't stop for anyone, including cops.
Oh, nice. He finished.
He kept going until they pulled him off, basically. And she was like, probably like, don't stop. The cops also found a dozen benzos on the couple, mostly on Emily Ann.
Yeah, she looks like she's got a few benzos on her.
Yeah, 12 to be exact. She's actually already out of jail after a day. Someone paid her $3,000 bond, but no one's paid Corey Sean's $500 bond. So that's sad. He's still in there. No one can shell up the 10% down payment of $50 to get this guy out of jail.
Yeah. Nope. Well, she's got the benzos, so
someone wants her out. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone wants her benzos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that is the look of somebody that if you're gonna try to fuck somebody under a beach boardwalk, she's sort of like the target.
You can't do much better.
I mean, that's the type of person that might be able to happen with.
Yeah, she moves the needle.
Yeah, she'll oblige. And I don't know if it's the 10% on his $500 bond. Maybe that is 10%. But because I assume he get out at $50, but there's 110% chance these two are going to be back on the bag and benzoed out of their mind on a beach near you soon.
Oh yeah.
As
soon as he serves his 2 weeks for the $50. Yeah.
He's going to go looking for her. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
She won't be far.
He's
Hope she's back under the boardwalk.
I think I know a few spots she might be.
She's not here. You're kidding. Yeah. There's several spots he could check.
Yeah. A few places she can be.
Yeah. And that leads us to our next guy that doesn't seem to learn ever. This guy here is 60-year-old Orange County man, Albert Dolan.
Albert's got the most hilarious sunglasses tan.
Yeah, look at that tan. He's got the Macho Man like turbos, you can tell.
Yeah, turbo tan. It's amazing.
He's got the turbos. He was arrested for the same crime he always commits, and he looks pretty defeated over it this time.
Drunk driving.
Driving, but not necessarily drunk driving. Dolan was arrested in 2017, 2018, and again this week for impersonating a police officer.
Oh man, he does
those guys.
Kind of. Yeah, I could. If he put a uniform on, he'd fool me.
Exactly.
Hence the sunglass tan. Yeah, he's got like a clean haircut, bald. Yeah, he looks like an officer.
I think enough people told him that over his lifetime that he just kind of fell into this. So yeah, deputies say Albert Dolan followed a vehicle along Stony Brook Parkway a few days ago, which for about he went for about a mile with amber lights flashing from his all black vehicle that was used to be like a cop car, the same model of a cop car. So the person gets pulled over. They're like, those lights are a little funny looking, but okay. Person pulls over and said Dolan approached his driver's side door and asked for his driver's license. And then the driver asked, "Hey, why are you pulling me over?" And Dolan said, "Hey, you were speeding, of course."
Hey, why do you drive an Acura, officer?
Yeah, why are your lights like slightly off? Why are they pink?
Like Spencer's lights.
Yeah. And so he was like, I don't know if I was speeding. First of all, there's they didn't say exactly how he was tipped off. It could have been a number of things. It could have been the fact that Dolan was drunk or pathetic or not wearing a uniform. His car didn't look right. His lights didn't look right. The guy might not have been speeding.
He's in sandals.
Yeah. He picked up on it. One of a million things he could have possibly picked up on. And he said, "Hey, all right, let me see your badge and give me your name, and then I'll give you my license." And then Dolan said, "You know what? Have a good day. You can go ahead and have a good day."
Your lucky day. You just got
your lucky day.
Just got a bank robbery call I gotta go to.
Yeah. My badge number is it's your lucky day. Yeah. What's that? Officer Dolan's needed. So he left, and at that point, the guy knew for sure, like, this is a fake cop. So he called the police.
Right.
On him. He was like, "Dude, there's a guy like that's absolutely impersonating a cop that I just got away from. You might want to check him out." So the cops quickly caught up to Dolan, and they sure enough
they knew where he was.
Yeah, they showed up, and they knew who it was, especially when they ran his license and were like, he's impersonated the cop like 7 other times. And they're like, "Hey, how come you're driving this type of vehicle? You have that light there and you have somewhat of an officer's uniform on." And he was like, "What?" And they're like, "We just got a report that you were impersonating an officer." And then Dolan muttered under his breath, "I wasn't impersonating an officer." That was his excuse. It got real sad. Yeah. It got real sad. Yeah, he muttered
Yeah.
under his breath. He goes, "I don't do that anymore. I wasn't impersonating an officer."
See, he's addicted to this.
Yeah, it was real sad.
How do you get addicted to this type of activity? I don't know.
Remember the other cop, the motors, I think it was
It's
a
common.
motorcycle
Yeah, it's
cop.
common.
Yeah.
Yeah, motorcycle guy.
Now
did
that
it too
guy
in
got
Florida.
addicted because he tried out for the cops and he didn't get in, and then he wanted to actually like help traffic patterns.
Right. Yeah.
This
He's
guy-
directing funerals.
Yeah,
You think
this
this
guy
guy's
is 60, and
Yeah. Looks great
Yeah.
for 60.
we don't really know what the other times he got arrested for flashing his lights and going through like red lights and like weaving through traffic to get to places quicker.
Oh,
It's
that
like-
was just him being an asshole, not
Yeah, and this one, he
impersonating an
wants-
officer necessarily.
What did he want the speeding ticket thing for? Like no one knows really what this guy is up to.
He was just fucking
Right.
with that dude. He
Yeah.
was just having a bad day, and he fucked with that guy.
Yeah, where you could just be like pull over women and sexually assault them.
True.
That's
Probably
that's
doing
the
a little bit
thing.
of that, you'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I imagine looking at his eyes and the fact that this time he muttered that, I wasn't doing it, officers.
Yeah.
I think that it's not good, whatever he's up to.
Want to
Well, he
check his
does- he-
basement.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's drunk whenever he gets the desire to do this.
I
'Cause
think
that's
so, too.
that's the drunkest, one of the drunker mugshots I've seen recently.
Yeah. He has a long history of buying former police vehicles with the lights and sirens already still attached. So, yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, that's it.
I hate those cars. I hate those fake
Yeah.
fucking police cars.
Well, especially if someone like this buys one. Because
no, those dudes are annoying on the road. Get him out of here. The
Yep.
worst.
Get him out of here. We're out of here. That's it. Let's go watch the Eagles move up the draft. You already know that if you're listening today. Have a great fucking weekend. Most importantly, we'll talk to you on Monday.
The cream of the crop!